Welcome to Unprecedented Destination Success, the podcast that uncovers the secrets to building unprecedented and unstoppable success with your World Ventures business so you can live the life of your dreams unapologetically. Never miss an episode. Subscribe at unprecedentedtv.com or just click the link in the description below. I'm your host, Davide Di Giorgio, and I'm on a mission to bring you the everyday extraordinary people who've risen to the top. And I'm asking them to share their best expert tips, experiences, and road-tested secrets that have allowed them to create unprecedented success so that you can do it too. My guest today is Tunnell Chocklon. Welcome to the show, man.
Hey, what's up, Davide? Thank you so much, man.
Absolutely. So tell me, Tunnell, what are you celebrating right now?
Woo, buddy. Let's definitely start off with the celebration. Today, this is my first actual podcast, so that's a celebration to start it for sure, man. And it's getting better from this point, man. It's rock and roll.
I love it. I love it. All right. So a couple of rapid fire questions here. Where do you live?
I actually reside in Denver, Colorado.
Love it. So much magic happening in Denver right now. When did you get started with World Ventures?
I started World Ventures back in February 2013. And life has been totally a different kind of run.
I bet. Wow. And what's your current rank?
Right now, I'm a marketing director and working up to that regional marketing director, but just keep on rocking and rolling. Whatever we can do to help, it's going to be awesome.
Love it. And currently the size of your team, more or less?
Right now, we have over 1,000 customers that are on the team, and it's amazing. You kind of can't put one number on it. It just keeps on working up from there.
Absolutely. Okay, so before World Ventures, did you have previous network marketing experience, or what were you doing before World Ventures?
Yeah, actually, I was in 4 different network marketing companies, but I was in the medical field as a surgical technologist, and that was the thing, man. I first had saw network marketing probably when I was like about 17 years old with Quickstar, and I really didn't know what was going on, so I really didn't use it at all or anything like that. Ended up going with Advocare, and then my mom introduced me to Sensi. So, I love the products with that. And then World Ventures was my 4th, man. Totally amazing.
Amazing. I love some of the Advocare products. I still use them today, right? Good stuff.
Yeah, Spark, man. It'll get you.
Oh yeah, right. We got a whole box of the Spark still, right? And sometimes you just need that little hit. So tell me, what do you believe at your core? Who is Tunnell? What does Tunnell believe?
Tunnell believes in, God's going to take care of it all for you. I believe that, God has put us all here for a purpose. And, it takes times to find your purpose, but I believe that God is working on us every single day, and I believe that whatever I want to achieve, with God's help and a lot of great time with friends, that it can get done.
I was talking about that surrender, right? If you believe in something and you believe with unwavering faith, magic happens, yeah?
Amen.
So tell me, what do you love?
Oh, man, I love a lot, I love my daughters. I have 4 beautiful daughters, and that's where my love, obviously is generated to. First of all, love for God, but then my kids. My dad, he's out there in Seattle, Washington. I love, basically family, but that's the thing about it, man. Love goes a long way.
Yeah, it sure does. And let's get a little more specific. What do you love about World Ventures?
Gosh, there's so much to love about it, but for sure what I love is the culture, okay? The people that come into this when you join. Like, I was just joining, to be able to take my kids to Disney World, but it's amazing. Like, I didn't know, like, how much of the culture and the people and the energy that came along with it. So that's where my love for World Ventures really started to, how should I say, come out even more.
I love it. Yeah. And actually, 6 weeks in for me, I'm already experiencing that the culture is really something that is very, very noticeable. So, and I'm definitely enjoying it. So let me ask you, let's get a little deeper now into it. February 2013, if you could go back to month 1, week 1, the first few days, what advice would you give yourself today?
I would say do it faster, okay? Believe more. And when I joined, I just wanted the membership pretty much. And, I didn't want to pay the monthly fee. So that was pretty much my goal, was to have my 4 customers. And, that was pretty much all I wanted to do. I wasn't really, looking at the business portion. I was just more focused on having the membership. But if I could go back to that time, I would say believe more and do more than just getting your 4.
I love that. We just had Dave Fleming on, and he said the same thing. He's like, I would say just go faster in the beginning. What were you waiting for? So thank you for adding that extra step now too. Is like, just believe more in it, because when you believe more, you'll go faster also. So when you first started out, what was the number one thing that really started working for you really well?
The energy, like
Mm,
like just the, how should I say, your energy means everything. You can go to people and just show an idea with them, but it's like, what's your take on it? What is it that's going to be able, to help you out, but then also finding out what this can do for other people. And I pretty much, consider World Ventures like, a problem solver, to where that, you have problems in life. For me, it was, taking my kids to Disney World, and, I saw that problem could get fixed the problem, and then started working on to sharing with other people on how it could really impact their lives.
It's so funny. So I've spent my entire life. So I started actually in musical theater as a musical director, composer, and then I went on to produce theater. And now I've written a book about it, basically. And it really all comes down to the energy, what I call the X factor of leaders. And it's not how smart they are, how great they are, any of that. It really is about who they are and what they believe and how they present that. And that energy, if you're excited about something, people want to be a part of it. And even when they don't want to be a part of it, doesn't matter, because you're unmessable and you keep going on down your path, and it's infectious. Eventually people are like, okay, what's he drinking? I need some of that, And so I've definitely experienced that over the last 20, 25 years that I've worked with leaders across multiple industries. So yeah, thanks for really identifying that. And you have such amazing energy. You're like exploding through the screen right now. I love it.
That's the greatest thing, man. I always like to compare, like, you want to be your biggest cheerleader. Okay. You want to be out there, saying to yourself positive affirmations. But then also, when you have things that happen in life, is to bounce back from it and say, it's okay. This is part of the process. Like, trust it and just keep rolling on. You never know what you end up doing. A podcast, it's amazing being a part of it. Just keep stretching yourself.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so let's go back to those early days. What are some of the things that you did that really bombed, or that just didn't work, or that stopped working eventually?
Um, it was definitely trying to explain World Ventures to people. Okay, when I first joined, I'm like, oh, it's okay. I don't need to, really press play on a video. I don't need to do a presentation. I'll just tell them what it is, and because I'm Tunnell, and they can know me and trust me, they're gonna sign up. So I really didn't follow the system that's in place. Is that I just kept trying to explain it to people, and doing stuff on Facebook, trying to explain it, over through text and messages. I started realizing that, I needed to get more credibility, okay, with my contacts, but then also bringing someone else on that can back me up. Okay. If you're talking to, some of your family and friends from back in the day or whatever, they're going to see you from, maybe a person that like to, have a little bit too much fun, or,
Yep.
someone that, maybe they might have had different thoughts about you. And then you come showing this to them. They're like, oh, I don't know, man. I've seen you, party a lot, before, but it's about believing in the system, and then having someone else, the expert, come out and be able to kind of, back me up. So I learned a hard lesson, is that don't try to explain this. Just go ahead and show it to them, and get, an expert with you so they can be able to back you up.
Yeah, and I've certainly experienced that also. Is like in anything, as soon as you start explaining something, it's like a big buzzkill. It's not exciting. The details are not actually that exciting. It's just the bigger vision of whether it's the travel or residual income or whatever that is the more exciting stuff, right? And if you've got to just keep people clear on the vision, they don't care about the business itself. All they care is about themselves and
Right.
how this might help them or not, right? And so I think when we start to explain, we go off the path. So, okay, let me ask you this then. How many times have you hit the wall over the years?
Woo! Shoot, I'm hitting the wall all the time. But the cool thing is, I'd probably, if I gave a number to it, it'd probably be, over 1,000, over 5,000 probably, because, you hit the wall, not only, with your business, but you might hit the wall personally. You might hit the wall financially. You might hit the wall, spiritually. Is that, there's more than, just one wall, I should say. And the thing is just, coming up to where I had to go through that wall. Okay. And a lot comes with it is the personal development, to where that I had to start understanding that in order for me to raise my game and to raise my lid, is that I had to work on myself. And, it was times when, I'd look in the mirror, I'm like, you got it all, man. You're the one, you can do this. But then there was some times when I got hit by that wall, to where I had to bounce back and say, okay, Tunnell, you need to work on this. Having discipline, and, that's kind of like the hardest thing to do sometimes for people, is that, they believe that they know it all. And there was times when I thought that I knew it all, to where that I had to swallow my pride, swallow my ego, and be coachable. I think that's what it is sometimes, is that we're not coachable. We're not open. And, probably for like my first year, I wasn't really coachable until I started getting coachable and reading, and listening to audios, as to when things started to come in. But I had to open myself up first to listen rather than just, going off the cuff. So I think that's what it is doing
I love
that.
that. Yeah, I love that. So what I'm hearing you say basically is, when you hit the wall, don't try to figure it out yourself. Surrender, listen, get the coaching, whether it's through books or other training or a mentor or something else. We don't know inside of ourselves. We got to go outside and say, okay, what do I need here? Who needs to pour into me to get me through this wall?
Yes, it's a lot of figuring out, but it's also cool because you have people you can lean on and be able to ask them certain questions, and look at some of your mentors. What are they doing in life? What are some of the people that, how are they getting through obstacles? And then also sharing stories, hearing stories of other people going through processes. And I'm like, well, if she can do it, I can do it too. And I think that's what it is that, keep believing in yourself and, never quit.
Love it. So, okay, so tell me a little bit about some of maybe your greatest success stories, or maybe a couple people that you brought on that just, have blown your hair back. You know what I mean? Some of the real stars that you've met.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'd probably say a great friend of mine, her name is Rosalie, to where that, she's a single mother, working in the corporate world. But the thing is that, I love being around her, having a great time with her. But it was something where I wanted to show her World Ventures, okay? But she kept not accepting my phone calls, kept not returning my texts, okay? And this went on for a whole year, David. It went on for a whole year, okay? But the thing is that I wanted to make sure that she saw World Ventures. Like, and I just love being around her, but that's the thing. Like, if you really believe in what you have and with World Ventures, is that I think it's a gift, to where that I'm going to share with them, either way. If they like it, great. If they don't like it, great. It's okay. But at least I showed them. So it was crazy, like a whole year where I was contacting her, and she kept avoiding my calls and, saying I'm busy, I can't talk right now, until one day I actually saw where she was out at a bowling alley on Facebook. And I went down there and brought a great friend of mine, and we just started having a good time. I didn't talk about business. I didn't talk about World Ventures. I just started, being around and having fun with her. And then the next day I was like, hey, what are you doing today for lunch? She's like, nothing. I'm like, okay, let's meet up. And we met up, and I had already called a friend of mine to come back me up. Remember, bring the expert with you. And we sat down and I showed her World Ventures, and she was like upset at herself, because she didn't take my call earlier that year. She didn't listen to me earlier that year. So sometimes like people will see this and they'll be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And she joined. We had started, sharing with her friends. We did some, launch parties together, some in-house home parties. We followed the system. And now today she's a marketing director with World Ventures. And it's great that, not only her reaching the rank, but then also seeing her go do more experiences in life, seeing her being able to go to the ocean. She was afraid of the ocean. She didn't like getting in the water. She loves being on the beach, but didn't like being in the ocean. So we went to Miami on a dream trip. Okay. And she's like, oh my gosh, this is awesome, Tunnell. I'm like, okay, let's go swimming. And she's like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm like, look, we're here. Let's do it. So we went in the water together. And then now seeing her take her friends where they're going out to the ocean, and that's what it's all about, is seeing other people grow. But you have to go through the adversity to be able to show them. What if I would have quit? What if I would have said, oh, I guess she doesn't want to see it, whatever. You must stay persistent. I think that's what it is persistence is the key. And just seeing her now, I mean, she's flourishing, she's growing. And that's what makes it even sweeter, is seeing the people that you want to share this with, and then watching them grow, watching them explore, watching them stretch themselves and be, someone who God has called them to be. So that's, it's been sensational.
So many good lessons in that. One, just celebrating others, we get so many beautiful lessons. I hear the lesson of perseverance is not giving up on someone else that you see potential in too. Also, the lesson of build rapport. Like, you don't have to give everybody a presentation right away. They don't want to hear it. Nobody wants a presentation, right? They just want rapport. And then if they think you're cool, they're going to want to do life with you. And maybe they might want to do business with you. And the other thing that I talk about too, in this book that I just wrote, is this whole idea of being unmessable. So a whole year, like, I have to commend you. That is a lot of but she didn't say, no, go away, I don't want to hear from you. She, it was just like, I'm busy, this and that. So you were unmessable. You're like, that's okay, I got a vision and you're on my radar. And eventually I'm going to come to you. So good. That is so good. I love it.
That's the thing. I think that's what it is that I cared about her. And I didn't care if I showed her and then, she got up and left or whatever. But the key is that you never know who you show this to, who it clicks with. Just like me. You may have seen oh, Tunnell's, working in the hospital, successful as a surgical technician. But inside, I was hurting. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you never know who you share this with, who it can just really open up their lives. And then that just go ahead and, how should I say, does a ripple effect from there.
Absolutely. Okay. So when you get a new rep or a new member on your team, what's the first step you give them?
First thing I want to do is let them know, have fun with this. You're going to go through times when, maybe one of your best friends says, oh no, I'm not going to do it, or no. Okay. But have a smile on your face and just go through it. But the cool part is that, you want to go out there and create something that, no one else can do, but you have to go out there and you have to do it. But I like to do is to where first thing I want to do, I want to be able to schedule their launch event, their home party. Because that's what happens is you can only control your environment. So you want to have a home party at the house, okay? Even if some people are like, no, not my house, I'll go ahead and have them go to a Panera Bread. But what you want to do is have a system that's duplicatable. So I want to get their launch party set. Then I want to be able to make a list with them. And I kind of want to give them, your top 20 people, who are the most successful people, who is somebody that, if you had a flat tire, and it's 1:00 in the morning, who would come pick you up, who would help you. That's the cool part, is that you want to be able to not judge people, okay? But you also want to have a big list. Those 20 people, we want to get to your top 10 as soon as possible. And that's what I want to do, is I want to kind of gauge on where they're at. I want to find out their dreams and goals. So if someone just says, hey, I'd like to waive my fees. So then there's a simple system that we have to be able to waive their fees. Okay. I usually like to do it to where there's about 2 travel parties. You have your first one, you probably, get, 10 people, but then maybe 4 of them show up.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll go ahead and do another travel party. Okay. And depending how that travel party goes is to where that some of those people that sign up that day, those are the next people we're going to do a travel party for. I just follow the system and I let the system kind of do the fun for me. And, it's great because, like I said, that you want to have that list, but you want to go through those lists of people as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's what I had to do. Like when I first started, I was, like I was going to say, unapologetic. I was just ignorance on fire. I was just going. I'd get a no. Okay, no problem. Like my dad, he said no the first time I showed him. He's like, this is a scam. And I'm like, Dad, okay, no problem. And then sure enough, about 2 weeks later, I showed him again. And he's like, yeah, son, this is something I need to do. I've been working so much in the last 35 years. I haven't had that. So that's what I want to do is get their launch party, make a list, okay? And not to prejudge people because some will do this. Some will do it immediately as soon as you show them.
Mm-hmm.
Some will immediately. Some won't do this, and that's okay too. We can kind of just keep them in our Facebook or do a follow-up with them, either 3 months or 6 months later, okay? And that's what I want to be able to do is to establish a system and using that system over and over and over again, okay? And number one, just be coachable, be teachable, have fun with this, and you never know that you could, soar on to new heights in life, all because you got uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I love that you're saying too is like, so have your system, and what I'm hearing you say in the subtext is, and have deep belief and have great energy through it all, because that's really going to carry the whole thing. The system's there. Just believe in the system and fall back on the system, and then you just keep doing it. And you just believe, because other people have done it before us. So why can't it be you? Why can't it be the person that you bring on, right?
Right. I want to find out what it is that makes you tick. What is it that gets you up in the morning? What is it that we can solve, with World Ventures to be able to help you in life? And that's what I want to do. I want to find out what their goals are. Because once I know what your goals are, I'm going to do everything in my power and to let our team know that we're here to support you. And that's the cool part is that, you're going to go through times, but always know that we're here in support. We're one big team. We all benefit each other. And, keep on rocking. Just follow the system, come to the trainings, and get on a dream trip.
Yeah, that is so powerful too. What you just said is find out what their goals are. And you said, figure out how World Ventures can solve their problem. So then all you're talking about is vision. So, okay, now here's the other thing. What I've experienced too is if I'm hearing them say, this is something interesting that I found. If what I hear them say doesn't seem like it's going to be a fit at all, I actually go ahead and say, you know what? And they'll say, oh, well, what did you want to talk to me about? I'll say, you know what? I don't think this is really a fit for you. And then they want to know even more. They're like, wait a minute, why isn't it a fit for me? What kind of person are you looking for? And I'll tell them, they're like, send me the video. I need to, let me check this out. I'll let you know if it's a fit for me or not. So I found that's a kind of interesting way to approach it too.
Yeah, you want
energy,
sometimes.
right?
Yeah, sometimes you got to take it away. Okay,
Yeah.
we don't beg people to do this because if you beg them to join, you're gonna have to beg them to do their travel party. You're gonna have to beg them to do their launch event. You're gonna have to beg them to make a list. So once I find out what their dreams and goals are, ding. And if you come back to me like, oh, I don't know, Tunnell, I don't know if I can do this. Well, you said you wanted to have an extra $300 a month. This is what you wanted to do, and I'll push that. I'll put the mirror in their face and say, this is what you said you wanted to do. Let's do this.
Right. Yeah, I love it. That's it. And then you're basically requesting of them to be coachable. Do you want this or not? Right? And then you just help them along. Okay, so absolutely. That's integrity is everything. That's for sure. So what's over the years, you've probably come up with some of your own little hacks or tricks or tips that you've developed or discovered in the system. Share one of them or two of them that you love the most.
Mine is smile and dial. Like, have fun with this, okay? If you have to run around the house or if you're at a Starbucks or whatever it is, have fun with it. If you have to put on some music to where, you're livening yourself up, okay? And that transfer of energy is what's going to be able to be the key for you. I've had people sign up to where they're like, I don't know what it is, but Tunnell is excited about this, and I'm running with this guy. Okay, so some of the hacks is smile and dial, and also have a detailed system. Okay, but then also you need to make sure that you're taking notes. That if you're talking to someone on the phone, find out some of the qualities that they're looking for. Find out if someone needs more time with their family. Find out, what they're looking for, and that's what I want to do, is to be able to really listen. In the beginning, I wasn't listening. I was just kind of like, I'm getting my 4, I'm getting my 4, I'm getting my 4. But once you start to listen and listen to what they want to do, that's when it even makes it even better, because that's the powerful part, is that we help each other to be able to achieve these dreams and goals. And then once they reach them, they go out and start doing it. They start teaching other people. You want to teach so you can live on the beach.
Oh, I love that. Oh my God, so good. And smile and dial. I've never heard it put that way. I was trained that actually back in 1999. I was a travel agent for a while, and they said you got to smile before you smile and dial. I think that's what we're going to call this whole episode. It's perfect. So, what is your vision to now moving forward with World Ventures, with you and your team? What's the vision for you?
The vision is so big. Like, the vision is and it's cool because when you say, like, there's so much that World Ventures is doing now, and also us being the pioneers, like, we're ahead of the game, and most people don't know it. Like, know what you have your hands on, and seeing, like, down the road to where we're going to have our own World Ventures resorts. We're going to have our own World Ventures travel, like World Ventures airplanes. We're going to have a whole network of things, the restaurants that we'll be able to go to. It's going to be at a point to where you're going to be able to use your app, okay, and having your Dream Trips app. I see World Ventures going to be a $10 billion company. And I think that's what it is. It's travel. And I think a lot of people, they don't know about us, but the key is getting the word out there. And I see a World Ventures being that giant, okay, because there's no one else that's doing this in network marketing, okay? And I love it that there's no competition. The only competition is with ourselves right in here. That's the only competition that you got to fight, because with or without World Ventures, they're going to soar. If I don't do it, they're still going to soar. I'd rather be on the boat than rather have missed the boat. Okay, so I see World Ventures being able to not only help other people's lives, but then also helping our economy. Like, not just doing it to where it's the membership and all the cool ways you can save money, but the way that you can have an extra income on top of what you're doing, to where that people can be able to, have more fun in life, where they can be able to not worry about, Christmas or holidays that come up, to where that they have an income that's coming in, to where that when they come back from a dream trip, that they're actually more in the bank account than what they left with. The problem is that there's people that are just suffering. They're working at their jobs and just keeping their heads down and not looking up. And that's what I feel, is that World Ventures gives you a vehicle to be able to not only create more fun, freedom, and fulfillment in your life, but then also to be able to give that gift to other people. And it's not necessarily about the money, but it's about the growth that comes with it. So, I mean, it's incredible that seeing this, like, if I wouldn't have trusted my friend, and if I didn't go that night, I don't even want to think what kind of person I would have been. Because I'm just so thankful that, I mean, life was really, really dim, David. It was dim, man. I was on the same cycle all the time, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And then when my friends shared this idea with me, I'm like, this is absolutely amazing. Like, what? It's a membership? And okay, the business, okay, well, all right, I don't want to pay the monthly fee. And then that's when it just started kind of growing. Okay. And that's the cool part, is seeing other people have success. That's when I knew, I'm like, okay, why not me?
Exactly. Why not me? Exactly. And that's how I'm approaching it too. Listen, before I ask you for a final thought for someone who's just starting out, I want to thank you for coming on and sharing your energy. You've definitely smiled and dialed here. And I know that everyone who's watching and listening to this is going to be able to feel it. So I just want to acknowledge you for that. Listeners, remember to subscribe to never miss an episode at unprecedentedtv.com. All right, Tunnell. So for someone who's just starting out, what's a final thought for them? What do you want to leave them with today?
This is your story. This is the process that you have to go through. What you go through is going to be able to impact not only your family, but your friends down the road. So always keep that reason why you do world ventures intact. Keep it in here, but then also have it in here, because you're going to go through challenges. You're going to go through times, that things were unexpected in life. But number one, have fun with this. Get on a dream trip. Like, that's what I suggest. Like, get on a dream trip. Let you taste what it is. Enjoy the membership. Explore the people. And that's the thing. It kind of just keeps on latching onto you. And the next thing you know, you're able to give that gift to other people. That's what I love about this, is that, we're doing this as we grow. We're doing this right now. We're in a Ferrari, okay? We're going 100 miles an hour, and we're also making a tune-up as we go. So there's going to be times when you go through stuff. Just keep on riding through it, and enjoy the journey. Embrace what you have. Live out loud, and like you like to say, is be unapologetic. Don't apologize for your dream. Don't let go, because your dream has been given to you for a purpose. You were already molded and clayed before you even came out. There's already been a purpose destined for you. So don't run away from that purpose. Have that vision. Use that vision. The next thing you know, you'll be on a podcast on Unprecedented Destination Success, and just so thankful to be a part of this journey with you. And I look forward to seeing you on the beaches of the world. And hey,
Yeah.
let's get it.
Let's get it. All right. Well, hey, thanks again for coming on the show, Tunnell. I know that you're inspiring a lot of people to build their dream lives. I've learned a lot, and I know many others will also be able to benefit and implement what you've smile and dial people. That's what you got to do. Put that energy in and you smile and dial. Thanks again, everyone, for listening and watching. I'm Davide Di Giorgio. See you on the next episode of Unprecedented Destination Success.